The whole damn chemistry lab froze the second the door slammed open hard enough to rattle the periodic table off the wall. Everyone whipped their heads around, and there he stood, Ryan Cole, the basketball captain, 6'4" of pure muscle and bad temper, blood dripping down the bridge of his broken nose. His white jersey was smeared red, one sleeve torn like he'd been dragged through a fight he didn't plan on walking away from. "Where the hell is SHE?" he roared. The class went dead silent. Even the Bunsen burners felt like they lowered their flames. At the front, our school counselor, Ms. Avery, usually calm, soft-spoken, the type who wore pastel sweaters and talked about mindfulness, jerked her head up from the stack of scholarship forms she was grading. "Ryan, what on earth? Don't Ryan me!" He yelled so loud the glassware trembled. He pointed a shaky, angry finger straight at her. "Your damn son just jumped me behind the gym." The whole class gasped like someone had just opened the gates of hell. Because everyone knew one thing. Ms. Avery didn't have a son at school. She always said he was homeschooled. Her face went pale instantly, like all the blood in her body dropped to her feet. "Ryan, my son isn't even enrolled here. He didn't need to be enrolled to break my damn nose." Ryan barked, chest heaving, eyes wild. He was waiting behind the bleachers. Hood up, brass freaking knuckles. Hit me before I even saw him. People started murmuring. The quiet kind of fear that spreads fast when something isn't making sense. Then Ryan lifted his arm and pointed to the back wall where the security monitor screens were looped on display. "Then who the hell is that?" Everyone's heads snapped to the monitor. And yeah, there he was, clear as daylight. A kid with Ms. Avery's exact facial structure. Same jawline, same eyes, standing behind the gym entrance. Black hoodie, fists clenched. Brass knuckles glinting under the sun like something out of a nightmare. The screen flickered as he stared directly into the camera. Like he knew we were watching. Like he wanted us to. Couple students gasped. One girl whispered, "Holy shit." Ms. Avery staggered backwards into the lab table. That can't be. He's at home. He's supposed to be at home." "Yeah." Ryan spit blood onto the tile floor. "Then how'd he break my damn face?" Someone whispered, "Call the office." Someone else whispered, "Call the cops." But the room already felt too small, too quiet, too filled with something none of us understood. Because the look on the counselor's face wasn't confused. It was terrified, like she knew something about her son that we didn't. Something she had hoped would never touch this school. Something she thought she'd locked away. Then, before anyone could move, Ryan stormed farther into the classroom, slamming his hand on the table. "I swear to God, Ms. Avery, if you're covering for him." She held up her shaking hands. "I'm not covering anything. Ryan, please listen, he has issues. He wouldn't just come here, he wouldn't. He would." Ryan snapped. Because he said something before he punched me. Everyone froze. Even the air seemed to stop moving. "What did he say?" Ms. Avery whispered. Ryan straightened, wiped blood from his mouth, and said in a low, cold voice. He said, "Mom shouldn't have lied." Chairs scraped. Someone actually screamed. Ms. Avery covered her mouth with both hands. "Oh God! Oh God, no!" And before any of us could blink, the fire alarm blasted. Lights flashed red. Everyone jerked in panic. And the security monitors all changed at once. Every channel switching to the same camera. A live feed of the hallway outside chemistry. Her son was standing there, motionless, staring into the lens, brass knuckles still on. And he smiled. Not a friendly smile. A slow, twisted, "I know exactly what I'm doing" kind of smile. Ms. Avery whispered, "He found me." And the entire room knew. This wasn't some random fight. This wasn't teen drama. Whatever her homeschooled son was, whatever she was hiding, it was here now, in the building, and it knew who it wanted. The PA system crackled. "Lockdown, lockdown." But it was already too late. Students ran to the corners of the classroom, shoving desks toward the door, pushing stools against counters, scrambling like animals trying to escape a cage. The lights were still flashing red. sirens screaming down the hallway like the whole building was having a panic attack. Ms. Avery was shaking so hard she nearly dropped her phone. "I have to call his therapist. He can't be here, he can't be. He is here," Ryan shouted. "He's right freakin' outside." I peeked through the window in the door, my hands trembling, and nearly puked. He was closer now, like he'd drifted down the hallway without making a sound. Still staring. Still smiling that smile that didn't belong on a teenager's face. Someone whispered behind me, "Is he even human?" The way he moved, too calm, too slow. It didn't feel right. Felt practiced. Controlled. Like violence was something he understood too damn well. Suddenly, he reached up and dragged the brass knuckles slowly across the door window, letting the metal scrape and squeal. The entire class flinched. Ryan clenched his fists. "I'm gonna kill that little. You're not going anywhere," Ms. Avery snapped, grabbing his arm with surprising strength. "You don't understand what you're dealing with." He yanked free. "Your psycho son broke my nose and you expect me to sit here and meditate or some shit?" Her voice cracked. "Ryan, he's unstable. He's been unstable for years. You don't provoke him." "He provoked me." "No," she said, eyes wide, terrified. "Someone sent him." That sentence rocked the whole room. "Sent," I repeated. "By who?" But she wasn't listening. She was pacing, whispering to herself. He shouldn't have escaped. The locks were supposed to hold. The doors were reinforced. "They promised me." "What doors?" someone asked cautiously. She looked at us like she was confessing a murder. "There's a reason he doesn't go to school." Then a loud metallic bang slammed against the door. Everyone screamed. Her son had punched the glass, hard enough to crack it. Ryan lunged forward. "Let me out there." "No," Ms. Avery said, gripping him. "He doesn't fight fair. He doesn't feel pain like normal kids. He doesn't stop." Ryan glared at her like she'd lost her mind. "Lady, he's just some homeschooled freak with brass knuckles." "No," she whispered. "He's been in therapy since he was 9 because he—" Another slam. The glass cracked even deeper, the brass knuckles leaving a perfect, violent imprint. "He what?" Ryan demanded. "He put a boy in the ICU over a pencil," she whispered. "A pencil." The room went dead silent. "He's not allowed around other kids. He's not allowed outside without monitoring. He wasn't even supposed to know where I work today." Ryan's anger flickered into something else. Not fear exactly, but understanding. "Your kid," he said slowly, "is a damn weapon." Ms. Avery nodded, tears spilling. "A weapon I've tried to keep locked away." Bang! The glass finally spiderwebbed completely. One more hit and he'd be inside. Students screamed. Some crouched behind the chemical storage cabinet. Others held chairs like shields. The air felt thick with fear, like breathing was a chore. I watched her son lean his forehead against the cracked window, staring inside like a predator choosing who to hurt first. He mouthed something. 3 silent words. "Mom lied again." Ms. Avery fell to her knees. "Please, please don't do this." Then, the hallway lights went out. All of them. Pitch black. The monitors flickered. Static. Snow. Glitches. Then suddenly, camera feed returned. But not from the hallway. It showed the roof. Someone else was up there. Another figure. Dressed like the boy. Same posture. Same hood. Same brass knuckles. 2 of them. Twins. Someone whispered, "What the actual hell?" But it wasn't hell. It was something worse. A truth we were never meant to see. Ms. Avery choked out, "No, not both of you." The intercom crackled with distortion. A voice layered, glitching, like 2 boys speaking at once. "Mom shouldn't have lied. Not to him. Not to us. Not to anyone." Ryan backed away slowly. "Bro, what did you do?" She didn't answer. She couldn't. Because the truth was written on her face. Her sons weren't missing. They weren't homeschooled. They weren't normal. They were unleashed. And they were coming. The blackout spread like infection. One hallway, then another, until the whole damn school was swallowed in darkness. lit only by emergency strobes that pulsed like a dying heartbeat. Kids were screaming down the corridors. Teachers were barking orders. Doors slammed. Alarms wailed. Chaos everywhere. Inside our room, the cracked window finally gave way. The first twin kicked the door so hard it blasted open, crashing into a lab table and knocking beakers everywhere. Chemicals splashed onto the floor, smoke rising as liquids reacted like the room itself was panicking. He stepped in, slow, calculated, brass knuckles gleaming with Ryan's dried blood. Everyone backed up instantly. Even Ryan froze. The twin tilted his head, like he was analyzing who to hit first, who would scream loudest, who would leave the deepest mark. Then, down the hallway, heavy footsteps, the second twin. Two shadows appeared in the doorway, two silhouettes with the same twisted smile. Ms. Avery sobbed into her hands. "Please, boys. Don't do this, not again." "Don't what?" One twin said, voice calm, eerily polite. "You lied. You always lied." The other added, "About Dad, about us, about everything." Ryan swallowed. "What the hell is wrong with you two?" Together, perfectly synchronized, they answered, "Mom made us this way." Then one lunged. Ryan ducked, barely dodging a swing that shattered a cabinet door. Glass exploded everywhere. Students screamed and scattered. Two kids slipped on spilled chemicals, sliding across the floor. The first twin swung again. Ryan blocked with his forearm and winced, but managed to shoulder tackle him into a table. Equipment clattered. The burner stand toppled. The second twin grabbed me by the shirt and slammed me into the wall. My breath burst out of my chest. He leaned close, whispering, "She told you I was homeschooled. Why would she do that?" I don't know, man," I choked out. He smiled. "She lies. People who lie deserve consequences." Before he could swing, Ryan tackled him from the side, the three of us crashing onto the floor. Pain shot through my ribs as I scrambled away. Ms. Avery screamed, "Stop! Boys, stop!" But they weren't listening. They were animals let loose. And we were the prey. One twin grabbed a broken glass shard, swinging wildly. Ryan ducked, barely, the shard slicing a lock of his hair. Students were crying under desks. Alarms kept shrieking. Smoke from the chemicals thickened the air. Then, boom! The fire sprinkler system exploded to life, drenching everything. The twins froze, not because of the water, but because the hallway lights flickered back on. Security officers appeared at the end of the hall, running full speed. "Get down! Drop the weapon!" The twins looked at each other. A silent agreement. A shared instinct. They bolted. Fast. Too fast. Sprinting down the opposite hallway, slipping around the corner like shadows fleeing into deeper darkness. Officers chased them, shouting. More teachers rushed in, pulling students up, guiding them out, calling parents, yelling for medics. Ryan collapsed against the wall, breathing hard, face pale from blood loss. "Bro, those kids are demons." Ms. Avery slid down to the floor, soaking wet, shaking uncontrollably. I tried to keep them away. I tried to fix them, but she couldn't, and we all knew it. Sirens from outside wailed as police flooded the campus. Fire trucks pulled up. Parents screamed names. Ambulances loaded students. Through it all, one thing repeated in my head over and over, the words the twins said in perfect unison. "Mom made us this way." Authorities searched the school for hours. Every hallway, every bathroom, every closet. But they didn't find the twins. Not a footprint. Not a fingerprint. Not a trace. They vanished. Like smoke. Like something unreal. But as we were finally escorted out of the building, soaked, shaking, traumatized, I glanced at the security monitor near the exit, and my stomach dropped. The camera pointed at the roof flickered, and there, just for a split second, were two silhouettes standing on the edge, watching us leave. Both wearing brass knuckles. Both smiling that same, twisted grin. Then the feed cut to black. No one believed me. Not the cops. Not the teachers. Not even Ryan. But I know what I saw. I know they weren't done. I know they were waiting. Because kids like them don't disappear. They return. And when they do, they come back for the one thing they think they're owed. The truth. You just heard a story of betrayal, survival, and quiet revenge. If it left you thinking, hit like, share it forward, and subscribe for more true emotional stories that'll stay with you long after they end. Every click helps another story find its voice.